Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, find a way to lose. Or in boxing, if you're Terence Crawford, you're trying to find a way to get yourself a shot at Canelo to become 3-time undisputed and make a gazillion dollars. But the problem is, when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, he doesn't believe in giving the opportunity to people who haven't earned it. Now, words matter, people. Remember, Canelo said Crawford hasn't really fought anybody. He's a great fighter, but he doesn't have any big names on his record. Then Crawford comes, tranquilizes Earl Spence, and then Canelo says, yeah, maybe I'll fight him at 168 if he comes up. Yeah, I would fight him. But then he quickly retracts and says, well, he only has one big name on his resume. Who else has he fought? That's Canelo's way of saying, hey, if you want a shot at me, right? The whole 3-time undisputed, that sounds good. But people are going to look at me crazy for fighting you. But yeah, I will fight you. So now Crawford his head is spinning at trying to make this damn Canelo fight. But what Canelo means by saying, yeah, I'll fight you out, no problem, at 168. But what that means is you got to earn the fight. So for Terence Crawford, that means he's got to go up and fight a David Morrell, a David Benavidez, a Jaime Munguia, a Caleb Plant, and Andre. You understand? And that is just the way Canelo Alvarez works. He's not just giving up opportunities. I mean, if you think about it, we know boxing, politics. We understand that certain fights that get made that can blow our minds, just like when Amir Khan fought Canelo Alvarez back in the day. Nobody saw that coming. But for Terence Crawford, who brings so much to the table, I think that Crawford, and who knows what kind of conversations take place over there with Al Heyman, but I think that Crawford, his team, boxing fans, I think we were kind of buying into the whole Canelo would fight Crawford, another another undisputed champion, but this time from 147. But because of Crawford's skill set and the weight that he walks around, a lot of the boxing fans felt that that would be a competitive fight. And I think Canelo believes that the fight would be somewhat competitive too. But the real deal is this. Canelo Alvarez, in a nice way, is telling Terence Crawford, look here, champ, you're a good fighter, but you fought nobody. Same way he ripped into Demetrius Andrade. Pay attention. Canelo Alvarez is not talking about no damn Terence Crawford. What he said about him, he didn't say he's boring. He just said he hasn't fought nobody. That's what he said. With Demetrius Andrade, Canelo he won't even think about fighting Demetrius Andrade. But I think that's the category that he's placed Terence Crawford like. Well, what I'm trying to do, it doesn't make sense for me to fight Terence Crawford. Because Canelo Alvarez has his money. But I think Canelo Alvarez is still looking for a little bit of legacy as well. But honestly, I think Terence Crawford's a good fight for him. But it ain't about what I think. It's about Canelo saying you got to earn your shot. Now, that being said, we've talked so much about Terence Crawford and what happens if he doesn't fight Spence. Matter of fact, remember I told you I actually had somebody who hits me up from time to time, and I told you about it. And basically he told me that, hey, there's some truth to this whole thing about Crawford and wanting to fight Spence at 147. Then I go out here doing my research, and then I find out that, there are people, which you got to take it with a grain of salt, who are associates with Terence Crawford, who was saying that it's true. So look, it's gaining some steam. This whole rumor about Crawford saying he wants to fight Spence at 147 again. And the premise is that Spence won't take the fight, and Crawford can just go right into a fight with Canelo at 168. But that's just not how this is going to work. So it's really crazy if that's really the plan for Crawford to basically try to get Spence to step aside by forcing the rematch at 147. That way, can open up Crawford to try to fight Canelo at 168 to get a huge money grab. But like I've said in other videos, I just don't think it's going to happen. Now, that being said, if Crawford says, you know what, cool, I'll fight Caleb Plant, I'll fight Munguia, I'll fight Benavidez, I'll fight Morrell, just to get a shot at Canelo. I'll take, maybe fight one of those guys. I don't think he's going to want to fight two. Let's be real. Even if you're a Terence Crawford fan, right? Let's be real now. Does Terence Crawford beat Jaime Munguia? Okay, just be honest now. You think Terence Crawford would beat? I call Jaime Munguia an alien, because he's just a freak in the ring. You think Terence Crawford will beat Munguia? Although Munguia has fought a bunch of, I would say, nobodies. You guys really think that? Okay. What about Caleb Plant? Who do you think wins between Caleb Plant and Terence Crawford? Right? I'm not saying that I think Crawford loses or wins. I'm just asking you all. To be real, who do you think wins out of Terence Crawford and Caleb Plant? Okay. How about this? This guy, David Morrell, the Cuban fighter. He can scrap. He's a big boy, too. Who do you think wins between him and Crawford? Okay. Now, if he gets past Plant, he gets past Munguia, or he gets past Morrell. What about Terence Crawford and David Benavidez? Who do you think wins? I'm going to be honest with you. I think Crawford and Canelo, I think Canelo may be an easier fight for Crawford than Crawford fighting Munguia, Morrell, and Benavidez. Caleb Plant can fight, but all he has is the right hand. I think Caleb Plant will find himself in trouble against Terence Crawford because of the damn reach of Terence Crawford, like 74-inch reach. And he's powerful. But if he's going to try to go to 168 and fight somebody to earn a shot at Canelo, because, Canelo, he dictates everything. You know what I'm saying? He's like the president, He's like Trump. You know what I'm saying? What Canelo gonna do and say what he wants. But if Crawford says, all right, cool, I'll fight somebody at 168, and if I beat him, I get my shot at Canelo. I think out of everyone at 168, because he can't fight Darrell, he can't go fight Ryder. Maybe he can fight Ryder, but I think he should go after Caleb Plant. But I don't know if he'll do that, but I think that's who he should fight. I think Caleb Plant would be an easier fight, because once you take away Caleb Plant's left hand, because he's naturally left-handed, he fights orthodox. So you take away that jab, like Benavidez was able to do, Caleb Plant's a sit and duck. And I think Crawford has a really good chance at that. So if he can go up to 168 and beat Caleb Plant, well then, Terence Crawford has an argument to say, all right, look, I beat Plant and I knocked him out. Now what, Canelo? Look, the fans may really push for that fight. But that being said, the plot thickens. So I think the Canelo fight for Terence Crawford is getting further and further away from him. And he's going to have to figure out what he's going to do. Because, it's not his birthday. So it doesn't look like anyone's going to be giving him any gifts. And I think the gift he's looking for is that big fight against Canelo. But you just never know with Al Heyman. Crawford has 2 more fights. Canelo has 1 lined up with Jamel. He has 2 more. Who knows? That could be a fight that gets made. But that being said, Canelo is looking like he's like, nah, you got to earn it. Go fight Benavidez, because I don't want to fight him. Go fight Morrell because I don't want to fight him. And if you beat them, then I'll fight you. So that being said, more to come. But at the end of the day, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Canelo Alvarez making this hard for Terence Crawford now, man. But we'll see what happens. Shout out to the veterans. I'm in the breeze.